Tracy Cortez is known as one of the most stunning female fighters in MMA. People often look at her face and think she's just another pretty girl in the Octagon, but what they don't realize is, behind those looks is a storm fueled by pain, loss, and pure determination. Tracy doesn't just fight to win, she fights to keep a promise to her late brother. That promise is inked permanently on her arm, a tattoo of her brother, Jose. Every time she walks into a fight, she takes him with her. He couldn't become a UFC fighter, so she's living his dream for both of them.
Oh, massive ground strikes here.
Now she's chasing a UFC championship, and she's not doing it quietly. She's crushing her opponents one by one with heart and raw power. She brings the Mexican warrior spirit with her into every round. But how did this all begin? Tracy R. Cortez was born on December 10th, 1993. She's Mexican-American, raised in Phoenix, Arizona. Her family were hard-working immigrants. Tracy says her childhood was beautiful, even though life at home wasn't easy. Her mom worked from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. for the city of Phoenix. Her dad, a truck driver, was rarely home, and when he was strict and traditional. Girls didn't wrestle. Girls stayed home, cleaned, cooked. That was his view. But Tracy didn't care. She wanted to wrestle. She had 3 brothers and did everything with them. When they went to practice, she'd beg, "Can I join?" But her brothers would brush her off. "You're a girl, you shouldn't be here." Still, she kept pushing. One of those brothers, Jose, wasn't just her big brother. He was her hero, the glue of the family, the leader. Everything changed when Jose started getting sick. At first, the family didn't know what was wrong. Then came the diagnosis, cancer. Tracy was just a kid, and it shattered her. As Jose's health worsened, the family was in turmoil, and when he passed, everything collapsed. It wasn't just losing a brother, it was like losing the heartbeat of their home. Tracy spiraled. She started ditching school, getting into the wrong crowd, drinking, drugs, partying to escape the pain. She looks back now and says, "With the stuff I was doing, I could have died, 110%. Eventually, her dad had enough. Just before she turned 17, he kicked her out. Her entire family turned their backs. She felt alone, except for one person. Her mom. No matter how far she fell, her mom never stopped calling, never stopped caring. Her mom would remind her, "Jose was fighting to live, and you're throwing your life away." That hit Tracy hard. It was a wake-up call. She didn't want to keep sinking. She wanted to fight for herself, for her brother, for her mom. She got a tattoo of Jose on her arm, a reminder every single day of what she had to fight for. With help from family friends, Henry and Angel Cejudo, who were close to Jose, Tracy started training seriously. She poured her pain into MMA. Her brother's dream became her mission. She started training in small gyms, learning everything: jiu-jitsu, wrestling, striking. By 2013, she began her amateur career. Win after win, she was making a name for herself. There's no footage of her earliest fights, but there's one amateur fight that stands out. April 11th, 2015, Tracy versus Roxanne at KOTC Onslaught. Tracy looked sharp, bouncing on her toes, focused. Roxanne was hesitant. Tracy fired a vicious body kick, then boom! A huge overhand right dropped Roxanne.
Cortez's overhand right just drops Roxanne and bashing.
Tracy pounced, raining punches. The referee stopped it. She had just made a huge statement. Her brother would have been proud. Things were finally looking up for Tracy. She was winning. She was focused. Then, another heartbreak. Her mom got sick. Really sick. In and out of hospitals, Tracy watched the strongest woman she knew fade away. Doctors told her there was no hope. On August 28, 2015, her mother's heart stopped. Tracy was shattered again. First Jose, now her mom. But she didn't give up. She got another tattoo for her mom. "Now I carry them both with me, always," she says. She returned to training with even more fire in her heart. Her final amateur fight was against Amanda Jones at Tough Enough on November 19, 2016. From the start, Tracy was a force. She took Amanda down over and over, controlled the ground game, tried submissions, dominated the position. She was relentless.
Full position there for Tracy Cortez.
The judges didn't hesitate. Unanimous decision. Tracy Cortez was the winner.
Your winner by unanimous decision and new Operation Knockout Women's Flyweight Champion, the blue corner, Tracy Cortez!
A champion. Her amateur journey was done. It was time to go pro. Her first pro fight, August 31st, 2017 at Invicta FC 25. Her opponent, Cherry Marassi. Tracy came out sharp, smart, calculated. She used feints, tested the distance, kept Marassi guessing. Then she landed knees in the clinch. Marassi started bleeding. Tracy dominated. Until one small mistake. In the final minutes, she left her neck open and Marasi caught her in a guillotine, a perfect choke. Tracy tapped. It was her first loss. After everything, her childhood, her trauma, her amateur wins, that was a crushing blow. But Tracy didn't let it define her. She went back to the gym. That same year, she had a rematch with Roxanne. This time she won by decision, her first pro win. Then came Caitlin Neal at Invicta FC 28. Tracy came in with purpose, jabs, footwork, a dominant takedown. Her grappling was next level. 3 rounds in total control, another unanimous win. Her next fight, Monica Medina. No footage of that one, but Tracy dominated again. Then Karen Cedillo. Tracy rushed to the center, fired shots, grabbed a bodylock, took Karen down. On the ground, Tracy was in her zone, ground and pound, total control. She nearly submitted Karen with a choke. Karen escaped, but Tracy kept pushing. Second round, double leg takedown, ground and pound again. Karen tried to stand. Tracy kneed her, took her down once more. Referee stepped in, KO win. Next up, Erin Blanchfield.
Es una muchacha que ya prácticamente olvidó su plan de pelea. Está tratando de sobrevivir de nuevo.
A rising star. Both fighters were even in striking, but Tracy's wrestling was far superior. 3 rounds of dominance. That fight was special for another reason. It was the first time the UFC had a ringman, Elias Theodoro. Usually women carry the round cards, but this time Elias did. And the girls, they loved it. But that wasn't the highlight. The real highlight was what came next. Dana White's Contender Series. This was the moment Tracy had been working for, a chance to prove herself directly in front of UFC boss Dana White. If she impressed him, she'd get a UFC contract. It was July 2019. Her opponent, Maria Agapova. From the opening bell, Tracy came in strong. Her pace was non-stop. Her strikes were clean. Her wrestling dominant. She kept mixing it up. Punches, takedowns, control. She didn't give Maria a chance to breathe. It was a clear win, and Dana White noticed. Tracy got her UFC contract. She was finally here. The big leagues, the UFC. Her debut fight came on November 16th, 2019 against Vanessa Melo. Tracy came in with the same grit. Clean punches, sharp body kicks. But the real difference came when she took it to the cage. She clinched, she took Vanessa down, and controlled her every move on the ground. Short elbows, heavy pressure, it wasn't even close. Another unanimous decision win. Then came October 10th, 2020. Tracy faced Stephanie Egger, a fighter known for her judo, but Tracy wasn't fazed. She shut it all down, controlled the clinch, scored takedowns, maintained dominant positions. She didn't just beat Egger, she outclassed her technically. Another clear unanimous win. By now, Tracy was making a name for herself, but she wasn't just winning, she was learning, evolving, getting smarter with every fight. On April 17th, 2021, she faced Justine Kish. This one was close. In striking, they were pretty even, but once again, Tracy leaned on what she knew best. Wrestling. She tied Kish up against the cage, slowed her down, and controlled the pace. When things got wild, she brought it back to her game. It was a split decision, but the win was Tracy's. Then came May 7th, 2022 against Melissa Gatto, a tough opponent with dangerous striking. Tracy didn't panic, she played it smart, closed the distance, clinched, takedown. Over and over, she put Melissa on the mat. Tracy stayed on top, heavy and methodical. She didn't give her any room. Melissa couldn't land shots, she couldn't escape. Tracy stayed on her like glue, always one move ahead. Another dominant performance, another unanimous decision win. Then came September 16th, 2023, Tracy versus Jasmine Jasudavicius. This one was gritty. Jasmine came to brawl, but Tracy stayed composed, landed counters, stuffed takedowns. In the clinch, Tracy went to work. She pinned Jasmine to the cage, landed sharp knees, and ground her down. She never lost control. Another win, another moment where she proved her heart and skill. Then came one of the biggest moments of her career, July 13th, 2024. Tracy stepped in on short notice to fight Rose Namajunas. Yes, that Rose, a former 2-time UFC champion, one of the best strikers in the game. This was a huge risk. Tracy had barely any time to prepare. She was struggling to make weight. In fact, at the weigh-ins, she cut her hair on stage just to make the limit. That's how badly she wanted to fight. Rose came out sharp, clean jabs, quick kicks. Her timing was perfect. Tracy tried to close the distance, but Rose defended well. Tracy kept pushing, clinching, shooting, grinding. But the short camp and tough weight cut were clearly affecting her. Still, Tracy never gave up. She fought with every ounce of strength she had. The fight went the full distance. Tracy lost by unanimous decision. But even in defeat, she earned respect because she didn't back down. She didn't fold. She stepped up on short notice, cut her hair to make weight, and fought one of the most dangerous women in MMA and went all 3 rounds. And remember, this was her first loss since her debut back in 2017. That tells you everything about her heart. Tracy Cortez's story isn't just about wins and losses. It's about rising from heartbreak, fighting through pain, turning tragedy into fuel. She lost her brother, then her mother. She fell hard, but she got back up. Every time she steps into that cage, she carries their memory with her. And she's not just fighting opponents, she's fighting for her family, for her brother's dream, for her mum's belief in her. People may look at her and see just a pretty face, but make no mistake, she's a warrior. Now the question is, can she become a UFC champion? Based on everything she's been through, everything she's survived, the answer just might be yes. The answer just might be yes.